Well, hello there. Welcome to the second version of the So Treasured Pretty Little Fabric Bowl video. This is a companion video for this pattern, the Pretty Little Fabric Bowl, available at sotreasured.com. I am the designer, Jean Packanan, and I've recently changed it. It used to be that you could use this with cardstock or cardboard and stabilizer. But you know, I love using the stabilizer so much, and it provides such a sturdier, washable, flexible bowl that I've made the new version of this pattern, which still comes in 7 sizes, to be used solely with stabilizer. So take a look at this and follow along. It's not meant to be, this video is not meant to be a how-to video. It's more about some of the top tips, because I'm hoping you'll still buy the pattern to get the templates and fully understand how it's made. It's so simple and so fun, so addictive, and I hope you enjoy this video. So let's get started with some of the top tips. All right. I'm going to show you more bowls for ideas at the end of the video, but I just wanted to show you the difference. When you make the bowl with cardstock, it works, and especially the first one, the first version of the pattern, it's just kind of thin. And you know, if it gets damaged, there was some, lovely theme bowls for Halloween. This one was for Christmas. They're just really a lot of fun. But then along came, instead of using cardstock, I use this stabilizer. And oh my God, it is a love affair. This stuff is magic. So if you take a look at some of the fabric bowls with that, you can see they're a little thicker. They're so sturdy. They're strong. They're so beautiful. Look at this sweet one. Here's another example. Sometimes I can even photo transfer a picture. I made one for my mom and dad for their anniversary, and I put a little picture in there of them with a similar fabric here. And my mom puts her rings in it. Some more Christmas ones. This is a smaller version. Now, there is 7 sizes, so you really might want to try them all and do all the same fabrics. You can isolate little bits of designs. I've always loved this Kewpie fabric. I'll show you more towards the end, but let's get started with some top tips. Okay, number 1, what I love to do is I take my template pieces, and what I want you to do to make sure is that your letters match on your template, so you have the right one. For example, these will be the outer ones. Another really fun thing to do is to take some transparency film. I get this from the office supply store. And inside you get these sheets, which you can run through a photocopier and print or copy your templates onto plastic. So you get this lovely, sturdy little templates that you can cut out, which are really, really fun to, if you want to isolate and fussy cut some of your shapes, for example. You can put it right on your little motif, and you could use an air erase pen. I love this Soline air erase pen to trace around it and cut it out to showcase your designs on there. So, make your set of templates. And then often what I do is I store them in a little sleeve, like one of these plastic sleeves. I just put them right in and I label it, and it's so handy. I can just grab them anytime I feel the urge to make a bowl. So there's an example of that. So once I have my templates, what I love to do is I take them, for example, if I was doing that one, and I lay it right on my, right on top of my stabilizer. And then I take my air erase, or actually for this one, I actually use, because it's not going to show, I use a very fine Sharpie, and it's a little hard to do on camera, but then I just trace around it exactly as accurate as I can to get my shapes for my whole bowl. And here's one that I did that you can see. This is a smaller bowl, and I've labeled them O for outer, different color. I did the inner, and then I simply cut them out on the line, and I have all my shapes to cover to make a bowl. So for example, here's what I do next. I take my old photocopy paper. This is stuff I'm just not using, and I use it as my gluing surface. So for example, let's say I have this and I want to cover this. So I put this down and I take a regular glue stick, just a small one, you know, just from an office supply store. Probably have these. And see if I can do this on camera, show it okay. I put it right in the middle, like that. You know, when I put this on here, I simply just put this on here and I cut out, I just held it and I cut out, leaving this amount of seam allowance as recommended in the pattern. So I have that. And then the key here is to do these two sides first, then this side, and then this side. So here we go. You can see I'm just putting it on the edge there, and then look at, boop, 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 boop. Just like that. So easy. Then I fold it over like that. Hopefully you can see this. Give a nice little corner here so it's stuck down, right? And I go to the other side. Same thing. Just using the edge. Oh, sorry, I knocked the camera. Put a little glue there. Fold it over. Boom. Two sides are done. Nice tight little corner. Lovely. Do the bottom. Just the edges, a little bit like that. Very quick, very easy. You've got your three sides done. How fast is that? And then this top edge. So I just do along there. A little more glue there. So even on these edges. So here we go. We fold that in, and as we go, we're just sort of, because that's a curved surface, we're just, what would you say? You're just kind of, you're not gathering it in, but you're just holding it down so that you get a nice little curve. So you have a nice little covered shape to use. And you know, you're not removing the stabilizer, so you can just make sure it's right in there and right down. So I would continue doing all my shapes like this till I had them all done. Then I would lay them between a piece of fabric so that I can iron them on both sides. And I literally just flip my fabric over so that any glue that's sticking out doesn't get on my ironing board. But you want those stuck down because it's just so lovely to sew. I mean, if they started to pop up and it you know, bothered you, you could always do a little stitch just through the stabilizer and that to hold it down, but it often isn't necessary. So that's what you do. And so let's say you have all your shapes covered. Here's one that I'm making. For example, I did the center octagon and I covered all the shapes. I love this Paula fabric because it has such an interesting, what would you say, geographic or what's the word, geometric design to play with. Isn't that lovely? So once you have all your shapes covered, let's say this will be for the inner bowl. Inner bowl shows more of the design. Then what I'd like you to do is take some thread that you think looks quite nice with it. You can audition threads. I often like to use like a gray or a peachy color. Could use that or that. I use polyester thread because it's stronger. And you would simply thread your needle. And what I like to do is just a simple knot. Hopefully you can see this. A simple knot on the end. I put the end here. Wrap it around my needle and slide my knot to the end. Then I take my centerpiece. I just put these two edges together. Hopefully you can see this. Just like that. They should match perfectly. If you have a little sticking out there, you could just center it. And then I simply whip stitch this together. And I actually kind of pull it a little bit tight. I like, see if I can do this on camera. Oh, So hard to film on your phone with this unprofessional setup, but I hope you can sort of see what I'm doing. So I simply do that, and I give it a little tug, and then I take more stitches. So I just go in the edge like that, and I would go all the way down to the end and finish with a simple knot. And then you would have it, and it would be on like that. And you would do your whole, you would add all other 7 until it was like this. So you can see how, as you bring this up, you can see the design. So once you have it like this, then you simply match the side pieces together like that. Just bend them together, and you, bend them together. You can see here I've got them labeled what with my top. Not that it matters on this, but you would do the same thing, and you could even use like a little clip if you wanted to hold it, to hold them even. Let's see if I can get that even right there. A little clip on, and you would do the same thing and whip stitch from there to there, and then move on to the next one. And then when you're done, here's a different bowl that I did. You have a bowl that's finished, and you can move on to your outer bowl templates. So for example, this is where the magic is. You know, here's an inner bowl I made, and here's the outer bowl I made. So in the pattern, you will see how these two go together. The beauty of this is you put them together. Now these ones I actually matched up the outer colors so that they would hide the stitches even more. And you simply go in with your thread, hide your knot under here, and come out, and you're going to whip stitch these together all the way around the bowl, matching at your joins. And I mean, it just simply looks lovely. None of these should be coming apart or lifting up. These should stay down, so make sure to glue them down or stitch them down. You can even add more stitches on here if it's not cooperating, but it just won't show on this side. And that's just how this bowl is made. So I hope you will have great fun making these, whether you're fussy cutting around shapes, whether you're making, I mean, you can even reduce this pattern to make a mini doll bowl. You can make giant bowls. I don't, this one won't even show. It's just so big. On your photocopier, just increase or decrease the percentage by the amount that is the same on both templates. And I want you to have great fun. Here's some more bowls. I mean, you can use them for bits and bobs. I store projects in them, make them for gifts. You know, they're like dolly dishes, or they can be for little babies or to commemorate special events. For your sewing friends, look at that one. Your favorite fabrics. I just love like nostalgia and old-fashioned. Look at that one. I can't even show it on here. It's so big. You can just put, you know, as a gift, you could put things in here, and then they can use it as a bowl. It can match a quilt. It could be made with scraps. It could even hold art supplies. Can't even see this one. It's so big. This is one I really love. Anyway, I hope that helps. I hope I can do a few more tip videos if I get the energy. And in the meantime, feel free to write me jean.packanen@gmail.com, or visit sewtreasured.com to see more videos. Even the other bowl videos have a lot of tips. And I hope you enjoy the pattern, and hugs to you all. Take care of yourself. Okay, bye-bye.